Hello, this is Angelo with your Project Next Accelerator bonus, and this is Digital Growth Masterclass number 6. Today we are going to see a simple blueprint that I follow every single month to make sense of the progress that I make in my life and business. So, I was thinking of some kind of intro to give you like a reason on why it is important to follow some things and to make sense of things that like go through in front of you and maybe are the reasons you don't have the results that you want in your life. So right now in Greece that I am, in Athens specifically, it's like the 12th consecutive day of a heat wave where the temperatures are much higher than they used to be in this time of year. And what matters is that right now I'm a bit more sweaty than I used to be, even though the air conditioning is on, because it cannot operate as well in these kind of temperatures. And at the same time, like my eyes are a bit swollen and so on. And what I wanted to tell you is that the reason for me that my face and my body is in a different state, a bit swollen and a bit sweaty and so on, is not something that you can see. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird to notice that something that you cannot see affects something that you can see? And this is what happens in our lives. Maybe there is a thought that you cannot see that is the reason that you don't have, like the home that you want to be living in that you can't see, or the new car, or the new boat, or whatever, or a specific number in your bank account. And this is why we are here. We go back to mindset in the beginning of these sessions. Remember, we will be together for 6 full months. I will give you a lot of technical insights as we move on. But I want to make sure the 80% is set correctly. Remember, 80% is mindset, 20% is everything else. By the way, if you are in the community of the mastermind.com, I created a poll like a month ago, or maybe a bit more than that. And about 80% answered that mindset is the number one reason they don't grow their digital business. All the other two answers were technical, and it was like about 20% again. So you see, most people, even though we focus a lot on mindset, even though Tony Robbins created a whole module to give you like a strong mindset to move on, still people do not pay as much attention as they should on what matters most. So we're going to see this blueprint because you need to have insights to help you understand what the next points are, the next steps and the next thoughts and the next actions that you need to take. Remember, as you understand, the better you understand yourself, the better you perform because you know what to improve. So this is a 7-step blueprint, okay? But remember, it is something that you need to do every single month because it is worth, you convince yourself that it is worth of the time and the attention that you give it. And let me tell you this, what I told you right now is for you to remember on your worst month. So many people tell me, you know what, Angelo, I didn't have time to read your daily shot of inspiration. Okay, I get it. You don't have time, right? You don't have 1 minute out of a whole day to inspire and empower yourself. No, I don't get it then. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Don't you have like half an hour or 1 hour to make sense of what happened in your previous month and empower yourself to do your best in your next month? It is like telling me that you don't have time in your life to stop at a gas station and you need to keep going like forever. You won't. A few miles later, you will be out of gas. So this is how important this blueprint is. So number one, without hesitation, let's go to the blueprint. Number one, forgiveness. Remember, maybe you've read my Newark airport story where I had a lot of things that I had to get out of my suitcase so that it will not be overweight and I will not pay the fine. So this is something like that. You cannot go far in life if you're still carrying, like burdens of the past. And you need to forgive people and circumstances that maybe during the day or during the weeks that passed, you didn't do the exercises during the day, and you still feel like something is there, something is holding you back. And you give, like if you have 100% of your daily energy, you give like 10, 20, 30. Some people give 90% of their energy thinking about things that happened in the past, things they should have done better, and things like that. So you need to forgive all these circumstances. You need to forgive yourself, forgive others, not, as we've said before, not because they necessarily deserve it, but because you love and respect yourself enough to do so, because you don't want to carry on in life with the handbrake on and say, I don't have enough horsepower to move on. You need to get this extra weight out of your consciousness, out of your emotional memory. And remember, you're doing this because you have a burning desire, a burning destination. You want to get there. So you write, you take your notebook, right, and you write, I forgive sincerely, completely, and irrevocably this, that, and the other. And you stay there for a moment to make sure that these are not like words, like blowing in the wind. These are words that you truly mean. And you feel this release in your heart. Number two, gratitude. Go through your month again and write down at least 20 things that you're grateful for from the month that just passed. And if you cannot find 20 things, write 30. Because if you cannot find even the simplest things that you're truly grateful for, it's not that your month sucked. Let me tell you this. It's because your perspective sucked. And this has happened to me many times in the past. I thought that I had a lousy month, but I had a lousy perspective, a lousy attitude. Because as I've said before, I mean, right now, I am grateful that for the oxygen that I breathe. I am grateful for technology that makes possible for me to do this video and for you to watch it at your own time. I'm grateful for my voice. Maybe I wouldn't have a voice, like a sore throat or whatever. I'm grateful for all the inspiration that I got, like in this background, all these books that have given me all these insights for me to have a more all-around perspective of what is valuable in life and to give you my best insights right now. I am grateful also for you. You are the reason that I am growing. Without you, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be growing enough to the point that I give you value and so on. So you see, it's all a matter of perspective. And gratitude is, you want gratitude to be your base. You should never, ever, ever allow yourself to go below gratitude emotionally. This is how important it is to condition yourself there, to keep reminding yourself of reasons you're grateful for, even the simple things, even the things that you were taking for granted up until now. Number three, magic moments. This is like an extension of gratitude. And right now you should be feeling, like the elevation in your energy levels as we speak. And magic moments are the reason you are, like doing the extra mile. Because remember, at the end of our lives, will we go back and say, like Robin Sharma wrote in his book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, You won't go back and say, oh, I wish I was like 5 more hours in the office. No, you would say, I wish I had 5 more magic moments, like with my loved ones and so on. So why not do the things that you need to do right now so that there are no regrets at the end of your life? And the thing is, these magic moments are like insane fuel. If you have like one amazing weekend with loved ones, with friends, with amazing sunsets and whatever, whatever it is of value to you. I know for me, for example, that if I am like in one day on a sailboat with friends, I am fulfilled, to be without vacation for months or even years. This is how valuable it is to me to create such magic moments. And for you, it could be something else. But pay attention, because as with gratitude, the same goes with magic moments. The more you put, like the headlights of your consciousness there, the easier it becomes for you to create more magic moments in the future, because magic moments create such an elevated state of emotionally in your body that you want that again and again and again. It becomes like a habit. And number 4, your wins. Go through your wins, even the small ones, and congratulate yourself. You got there. You had some wins and you need that dopamine rush. You need to remind yourself that it is valuable to be winning, because you remind yourself that these small micro wins could be the steps that you need to take to go to your destination, to your mega win. And number 5, your losses. You don't want the bitterness of your losses to stay there. So what you do is you convert your losses into wins by taking one or more lessons from each loss. And you need to feel yourself, like you are in a state where losses mean no longer any kind of pain inside you, but you have learned so much that now your losses are your best lessons, because this is something that you don't know intellectually, you know emotionally. So, for example, if you made some kind of advertising mistake and you have lost like $5,000 without any sales, this is painful. And you need to learn why this happened. Maybe you didn't pay enough attention, like to your copywriting, or maybe you didn't pay enough attention to hiring that person who did the advertising for you or whatever. Or maybe you were not committed enough to create a powerful video so that you can touch people's hearts and souls. And it was like this game-changing things that now, because of this emotional pain, because of this high emotional pain, have been engraved in your consciousness. And now you know. Remember, some, like experiences in life could be truly painful. But I know, I've read many times before, like, learn from other people's mistakes, right? Which is good. Okay, of course. If somebody jumped off the cliff and died, you don't have to jump off the cliff to make sure, this is what happens. I get it. But remember, the experiences that you've had yourself, your losses, are like gold if you convert your perspective, because you also have this emotional pain that makes them, like strong in your consciousness, and they never go away. If you read something in a book, like somebody who failed in this, that, and the other, or succeeded in this, that, and the other, it will not stick as well, because you don't carry this lesson with any emotional, um, high emotional memory. This is the difference maker. Make sure you convert all your losses into learnings and into wins, victories. Next. So these 5 steps were the review part. The next 2 things are the things that you want to do to prepare yourself for your next month. Number 1, pick one priority for your next month. Know that you only have this one priority unless something important comes up and changes your number one priority. Remember, this is how you make significant progress when you have only one priority. This is like a golden rule. And remember, especially when you are in what we call this launch mode, where a lot of things are changing in your life, and maybe you go from career, like to becoming an entrepreneur and starting your own business and selling your first digital product and so on. This is when you want to be even more focused. And to help you that, you take step number 7, which is have one keyword that basically describes where you want to go the next month. Like this keyword, or it is one word or a very short phrase that immediately triggers your focus back into being like set in your number one priority. And remember, this is so important because our lives will not get slower. Our lives will not get less cluttered. You can see for yourself that your day-to-day life compared to what was like 10 years ago is like chaos. And within that chaos, you need to find the right thoughts and actions to get where you want to go. So you need this trigger. You need this master keyword, and this master keyword will immediately put you right into focus again. So, for example, you could use the name of your digital product as your master keyword. You could use the word launch, which means that you're launching in July, maybe this month. And now you want to remember that this keyword should be good enough to trigger you emotionally as well, to make you jump off bed if you're sluggish today, and things like that. So, are we done? I would say no, because I said 7 steps in this blueprint, but I want to give you bonus step number 8 for those of you who are truly committed to make this month a very strong and powerful month to get where you want to go with your next digital product. You want this 8th step as well. And this is to do a belief buster session on your number one priority. And this will immediately put you mentally as well in the right mode, in the mode of the winner, in the mode where you know you have what it takes to take yourself where you want to go. To the mode where you have all that you need within. And this is the difference maker. Let me remind you this. A few months back, as I was helping Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi promote Own Your Future Challenge, I did a belief buster exercise that Tony showed at that point in time, and I found 14 limiting beliefs for me to achieve my goal with this project. Can you imagine? I mean, I was mesmerized. I was like, I cannot believe what I see right now in front of me in my notebook. 14 limiting beliefs. So what I did, I went on and on and on for like 3 hours, busting these beliefs, making sure I am convinced that these are simply stupid thoughts that I have entertained enough to be part of my belief system. And these are non-serving thoughts. And I have the ability to shift the direction of my thought wherever I want. This is an irrevocable right that you have from the moment you're born to the moment you leave this earth. This is so important to remember. You can choose your thoughts and you can multiply your thoughts, both in frequency and in emotional intensity. And these will become your new beliefs. And with these new beliefs that basically are much closer to what we call your super self, you will go through the next month. And then let me tell you this, you will I mean, you will feel that your previous results are like a dot to you. Not the dot that Dean Graziosi is describing, but they are so small because you took time to shift your belief system as well before you move on to your next month. So I believe that this time is very important for the simple reason that the first half of 2021, or maybe if you watch this video in the future, the first half of the year is gone. And right now, you are set to create something much better, much different, because you're taking the steps. Remember, it's not the things that I'm telling you that make the difference. It's the direction that you give to yourself and how much you allow yourself to change, because the person who got you here, the version of you that got you here, cannot go far. If you could have had much better results with that level of consciousness, you would have had so already. So what you need to do right now is to go through this 7+1 blueprint and make sure this month that we're just getting started, just getting warmed up with this new month, will be the best month yet in your path to creating an amazing lifestyle and giving amazing value with your next digital product. So, see you next week. Ciao, ciao.